how to reduce CO2 in Southeast Asia.
Hi, my name is Benedikt, and if you are curious about the latest news on the energy transition in Southeast Asia, just share 5 minutes of your time with me to get an update on the latest news. Which energy source will your country use in 10 years from now? Do you know what change comes with the highest share of renewable energy in the grid? Do these issues sound familiar to you? Rising price of fuel and coal, problems with spare part logistics. Have you seen more startup times recently? Are you facing higher costs in general? Do you need to extend the service life of your power plant? Southeast Asia is one of the fastest economically growing regions in the world. Therefore, it has been predicted that Southeast Asia energy demand will increase by 70% by 2040. Many sources predict 25% of the total amount of produced energy will be generated by renewables by 2035. Despite the declining costs of renewable energy worldwide and the enormous potential that renewable energy offers in your region in Southeast Asia, the energy transition is a challenge for the existing markets and for the power producers. We from STEAG have been supporting our clients in Southeast Asia with our local partners for 5 years now. Leading utilities are our customers in Thailand, in Malaysia and Singapore, for example. How can we as STEAG support our customers in mastering these challenges? To discuss these questions, I would like to briefly introduce my colleague Dennis Brown, who's been supporting the energy transition in Germany for many years. Dennis and we've been given some thought about the topic of what the impact will be on energy producers in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, Benedikt, absolutely. I mean, we've seen that in Germany for more than 20 years now, and I've counted, so about 200 experts within STEAG are involved in those projects on a yearly basis, more or less, around the globe. And the good news for you is those problems that you just described are pretty similar to what we've dealt with here in the past, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can use our experience that we have already gained to your advantage. And so you can more or less master the energy transition in the fast lane.
Renewable energy is omnipresent in Germany. That means many rooftops have PV installations and wind farms can be found in many places. Germany has more than 60% of its installed capacity from renewable sources. Dennis, could you give an example of how our know-how and solutions can help our customers?
Absolutely, Benedikt, with pleasure. Well, let us all please think about a hard coal-fired power plant of the 600 megawatts class. Let's say it's about 20 years old. It's safe to assume that the measurements and control technology is also about 20 years old there. That means it's plenty of measurements, it's a good insight into the process. Many measurements are recorded digitally, so they are available for further investigations. But also that means, as I can tell you from my private experience as a junior engineer, as we called it back then here at STEAG, I could spend a couple of weeks in one of STEAG's power plants, and there was recently a shutdown, an overhaul, and so there were dozens and hundreds of alarms all the time. And I was overwhelmed, but the operators, they had an overview, they knew what was important, what is not, and so they managed, but I think it was pretty tricky to really find out what's happening and what is bad and what is just, since you're still working on something to fix it there. So it would be great if there was something that helps you to find out what's really wrong and to spot where something needs to be done. And in addition, when I became a junior engineer at STEAG, it's already some years back. So by now, of course, the stress on the grid is much higher here. So we have a lot of PV and wind that is producing electricity. And of course, the power plants, they have to react. And that means less full-time hours, full load hours, more startups, shutdowns, and so on. And the whole situation is in a context where the price of your fuel, could be the coal from our example, could be gas in another plant, is getting more expensive. And so to have a good efficiency in your process, to have a good knowledge what's wrong, so you have certainty that when you want to produce, you are able to produce. So predictive maintenance, those are issues that are very important in Germany right now, but I think they are also becoming more important in Southeast Asia. So I would invite everybody to have a talk with us, with our local partners, as you mentioned, in Southeast Asia, how we can supply to additional customers our knowledge, and together we will tackle the challenges that they see.
If you're interested in discussing your specific challenges, I will be happy to organize a web meeting with your experts and our experts. Just contact me on LinkedIn. And by the way, soon I will visit Southeast Asia, so we have also the chance to visit and to grab a coffee.